Uh, ah, we back. We in the building. What's good, man? It's your boy Old Five Dynasty. Change the scenery. I'm saying I'm in my studio now, recording this, and yeah, man, we're gonna keep it moving, man. I'm just trying to drop some gems and some jewels on everybody, and get you thinking outside the box, get you thinking a little bit more about the music industry, the entertainment industry in general, and so this joint's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? I got hired by XXX filming, you know what I'm saying, studio, and what to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you do after you get hired by any of these studio companies? And well, first and foremost, I would hope um you have done your homework and you've mastered your craft, and it just wasn't like a finagle thing. Like you got the gift of the gab, but maybe that could be good too. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got the gift of the gab and you conned your way into working for a production house, a filming production house, then you got to show up and show out. So, um, do you have what it takes? You know what I'm saying? So let's say you got hired, you're in there now, and um you might have what it takes, and you might not have what it takes. So let's put it like this. Any way you look at it, you worked your way into a filming production house, and now they're looking for you to produce and make some music for their movies, or commercial jingles, or stuff for television, like whatever that studio was working with. They're looking for you to produce. So now it's like, oh shit, I just got hired. Um, what am I going to do? Like, what to do now? So, what are your first steps? Well, this is your dream job because you are a musical producer, or a beat maker and a musical producer, or you're just a jack of all trades. This your dream job. What to do next? Well, my first move would be to let my family know, yo, we're on our way. I applied and I got accepted. Now I gotta produce. Let them know what the next steps is. Maybe the company wants you to fly out somewhere, or you could work from home. Now you have to make sure that you have all the right tools and equipment to do the job. And if you don't have all the right tools and equipment to do the job, it would be a good time to notify that company, say, you know, I would need money up front or something like that to get more gear to come in to actually help you with making content for that company. And most companies they'll send you the bread because, at the end of the day, they want you. They you know what I mean? They want you to produce. And if you're saying you need these tools and they have the money, because most of them do, they'll just give you the money to get that, piece of equipment, or a VST that's more for like making cinematic music and stuff like that. So I would always say be up in front and honest with the company that you're working with. Like, listen, this is how I make my music. I would like a little bit more tools to help you out. And this is a team effort. And you can go from there. Another thing I would like to say is always be up front and talk. Don't be afraid to say this and say that, because a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So you always got to be up front and honest with the company that you're working for and tell them, I need this, I need that. And then it's on them to say yes or no. And don't if they say no, don't take it like to the heart. Just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Just, but I understand this is the business. I know how to operate in the business, and I know how to conduct myself in the business. Whenever you get upset inside of the business aspect of things, you let the company know and see it. It'll be bad for future ventures. You know what I mean? So just kind of like stay even kill moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So you let your family know, stay honest with the company, get all the tools that you need, or fly out to where they're at. If they're gonna pay for it, make sure they pay for everything. You know what I mean? They want you to gotta pay until you get that big check, that first big check, and now you start working. Now if you're just a musical producer that works, primarily with original content, did you kind of like gotta step in the door in the right direction? But if you're a producer that samples, you still have a footstep in the door because you was able to finagle your way into working with a company, even though you sample. That's actually a blessing in disguise. So, because a lot of times when you sample, if you sample in the right way, you're actually taking the sample and turning that into an instrument. And nobody can really argue with that. Like, look at RZA. RZA, some of his most famous records today, he won't even tell you where he got the sample from because he don't want that all that money, the royalties would go to the people. But he chopped it up so good that now you can't even recognize it because he used that sample as an instrument. So that's why one of the things I like when I was watching the Ninth Wonder video, when the gentleman was talking about Ninth Wonder, and he was like, it doesn't really matter between original and sampling because saying you're playing this, but I'm using my pads. I understand that because it's how you finagle, how you chop that stuff up to make it your own, make it your own instrument, make it your own tool. The way you mix it, change the sound differently. It could be pretty beneficial. So this video is for people who sample and for people who play original. It's just at the end of the day, does it sound good? And if you sample it, can you get away with it for a movie production house without, giving away too much? Or are you just sampling just small things so that will work too? If you're not really sampling from other big movie companies, stuff like that, but you sampling something small, that's fine too. You know what I'm saying? So, how to create music. Well, I just went over that. It's a lot of different ways, you know what I'm saying? But understanding color theory and understanding scenes and moods. All right. So and when you think of McDonald's, the restaurant, look at the colors. The colors bring out excitement. That was done on purpose. It's done by design. If you go and look on Google or read books or you know what I'm saying, or look at YouTube videos, or no, Odyssey videos, so you can go to odyssey.com too. You can see stuff on color theory. And color theory is really big because color plays a big part in the psyche of the mind, you know what I mean? Visual, graphics. And that's why I be trying to tell y'all to get with y'all thumbnails, make your thumbnails better because that's the same thing I'm talking about, principle. Same principle I'm talking about, color theory, the images, like just cinematic. So, McDonald's is all, it draws the people in with the colors. But so when I say color theory, you got to apply color theory to movies as well. So on your spare time, watch a few movies. Just watch a few movies. You know what I'm saying? Watch a couple movies and look at listen to the music and with certain scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like a scene, it could be a scene where somebody sit on the couch and they're just like staring at the TV, but the way the cameraman is panning the camera slow, looking at them, that's showing you emotion right there because the way the camera's moving. But look at the color of the scene. Is it like blue, like a dark blue, or is it a warm orange? So when you're creating music for this scene, you have to look at the color of it because that's going to help you with your progressions, how you're going to play the music out. You're also going to look at how fast the camera is moving because that's going to also dictate how you play your music out. So, yeah, there's a lot that goes into like just composing music, like a musical piece for a scene or for just an entire movie. So, to do your homework, I want everybody, when you watch a movie, don't just watch the movie because you want to see somebody shoot somebody, punch somebody in the face, or the big car explosion and stuff like that. Start watching the movie to see exactly what the composer was seeing and what they heard, what came out of them, out of their heart, their mind, their soul. You know what I'm saying? What came out of their fingers when they was playing? What did they use? Did they use a certain type of trombone or cello, or did they use strings, pads at that scene? Did they use like a certain sound effect to point to the person looking at something really quick? So like it goes, like, you know what I'm saying? Those are the type of things I look at when I watch a movie because it actually makes the movie a lot more enjoyable when you really understand what's happening with the music as well. It's actually really, really cool. So color theory. So you have to understand colors, lighting, the moods of everything. And then also you have to understand um what the the film production house wants from you. You know what I mean? And stay in close contact with them. You know, because I've seen stories of people working for these companies, and they like kind of like go into their own little bubble. They start working, they disappear for a little while, then they come back and but hey, I got something. And when they let the production house listen to it and see the music match up with the video, they kind of don't like it, or they're like, I would like for this to be like this. And I don't want you to fall into that trap if when you get hired by one of these companies, because to me, you are going to get hired. To me, I will get hired too. We just got to put in the work. There's nothing stopping from somebody who doesn't have the biggest studio in the world and all the equipment in the world to go work for a film and production house. I believe in all of y'all. I believe in myself. So that's the reason why I put these videos out here like that. But as you're working, you want to stay in constant contact with them, especially if you're not flown out somewhere. So I would call them. I would call them, email them every single day. Hey, you like this? You know what I'm saying? But you gotta seem confident. I was like, you don't try to like have them make the whole thing for you. Say, this is the direction I went into. This is what I'm seeing. Let me know if this fits you, or this fits the scene or whatever. Send it to them. Always stay confident in your emails. Always stay confident in your phone conversations or in your when you're conversing face to face. Always stay confident. Even if you're not confident, just always stay confident, because confidence can just overturn any type of situation. You know what I mean? So when you speak to them, make sure you stay confident, and but you also give them examples and let them give you a little bit of feedback, because you are your worst critic, but they're their worst critic for their own film. If you get what I'm saying, you know what I mean? So don't make the mistake of like just be like, I got this, and just go try to knock something out, because that would be bad. Another thing is you could also stay ready for films too. So what I mean by that is, on your spare time, when you're sitting at home and you think you want to make a beat for YouTube, don't make the beat for YouTube. Just make a melody. Make a crazy melody that it loops for 4 bars, and then go listen to that, and then make another 4 bars that matches with that 4 bars. Now you got an 8 bar loop. Now take that 8 bar loop and go make another 4 bars. Then go make another 4 bars. So now you have a 16 bar sequence that can be used in a film. One part of the sequence might have more bass and rumble in it. One part might have more flutes and just, clarinet, and or just it's more airy, you know. But once you get that 16 bar sequence, that's pretty much it for a film. You know what I mean? Because now what you're doing is you're just pulling sounds in and out inside the film. Or maybe we don't need this much sounds in this part for the scene. So what I always think about doing is making a theme score, or like a song that could be a theme for a movie. Because once you find a theme song for a movie, then most film and production companies will take that theme song and run it throughout the whole movie. But they just change up certain parts of it. Now, if you're just a let's say you're just the composer, but then you might have somebody who's actually mixing down the whole film. You know what I mean? So you make the music, but you might not mix the whole film down. They might send that to somebody else. Or it might be you, but let's say they send it to somebody else. But then you got to track everything out and send it to them. And what will happen is, as that person is going through the film, they're gonna have all their sound design, so like all the foley and stuff, all the sound design stuff. Then they're gonna have your music, and then they're gonna have the footage. So and then they're gonna have the information that the film, like the director wants, and they're gonna start putting it all together. So they might play your intro music, and then maybe like a little bit more into the movie, they might put that intro in there, but they'll take out so much stuff that it'd be a remnants of the theme. It'd be a small portion of the theme, but not the full theme, along with their sound effects, sound design. So it's pretty cool, man. I'm just saying, like, just be ready, guys and girls. Just be ready. Don't just sit there and just do stuff for YouTube all the time. Just think somebody might come and hire you. I'm serious. You never know. You just never know. So you know what, man? Let's start making some cinematic music, guys and girls. This your boy Old Five Dynasty. I ain't with that side talk. And am I the GOAT? God,